Hi, my name is Jordan, and this is Communication 130, speech number 3. If you didn't know, 2016 is the year of the 17-year cicada, and seeing that I'm 19, I've never experienced cicadas before that I remember. So if you don't know, these are cicadas. They're about 1 to 2 inches long. They have 5 eyes, big wings, black bodies, and they're actually cold-blooded, so these black bodies heat them all through the year. So because of their prominence this year, I wanted to inform you about a brief history of the cicada and their odd habits that keep them coming back every 17 years. So their history, well, there really isn't a history to cicada because they befuddled scientists for around 300 years because they go in the ground for 2 decades and they come up and they're only alive for 4 to 6 weeks. So there's not enough time for scientists really to observe and study the cicada while they're actually functioning in their habitat. So scientists don't know where they came from or what they're evolving to or really anything about them except the types that they have. So there are 1,500 species of cicadas, and from there are only 6 known species that come up as periodical cicadas. They come up every 13 to 17 years, and from those 13 and 17-year cicadas, they have different broods, which is how they all come up together. A brood is what they're called when they all come up together. And the 13 and the 17-year cicadas have different locations as well. Like, for example, the 17-year cicadas come up in Central and Northeast America. Anyway, these broods, their main purpose is just to come to the surface, shed, then mate, and die. They don't really do that much. They all come up within a day or two all together, so that minimizes their mortality rate, because they're very small and very vulnerable when they first come out of the ground. When they first come out of the ground, they look like this. It's a coppery shell, and they just kind of look like a beetle, and they come up and they shed. Anyway, they come up in a very high density. So you'll see those things crawling up out of the ground anywhere from 30 per meter squared or 300 per meter squared. So it's very dense and very all at once when they come up. And to emerge, the temperature 8 inches below the surface have to reach 64 degrees Fahrenheit. So as I said before, they shed, and they go from this coppery color, as I showed you before, to their other form that I had showed you previously. They shed, and then they take some time to warm up and stretch out their wings. They take a flight, and then their main purpose is to mate. Now, the cicadas that I showed you, well, they weren't making any noise. That's how you know they're female. The males send off like a clicking noise, like if you can hear them behind me. If not, I'll post a link later. But the males send off a high-pitched scream or a clicking noise to attract the females, and the females flap their wings in response. Now, the females will actually lay their eggs. The females, they lay their eggs in tree branches, and they can lay anywhere from 400 to 600 eggs. So they'll lay 400 to 600 eggs in batches of 20 to 30. So that makes 20 to 30 nests per female cicada. And the larvae that they lay after the eggs hatch are called nymphs. Now, when they're still eggs, they will mature for about 8 weeks. And after 8 weeks, the eggs will hatch, and the nymphs will fall to the ground, and they'll feed on the juices of the tree, basically, the saps and any liquid and runoff that the tree has for them. And from there, the bigger they get, the more they'll burrow down into the ground, and they'll keep burrowing and burrowing, and you won't see them for another 17 years. fun facts about cicadas: you can eat them, you can bake them or boil them or saute them. And they actually, because they're drinking fluids, they don't eat, they drink, they urinate. So, in conclusion, they've appeared around the 21st of May for centuries, and scientists are rather blind about their history and habits other than what they can observe in 4 to 6 weeks. And you can expect the next brood on May 21st, 2033. Thank you for listening.